His testimony continues this morning on day 2. It's time now for your news. Leanne standing by with that.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sakina. So indeed, it is the top story this morning, and President Ramaphosa back at the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture in Johannesburg today. In his first appearance back in April, the president conceded that allegations of state capture were not taken seriously when they were raised in 2011. Now, answering on his role, Ramaphosa said resigning as the deputy president would have yielded no results. He chose to remain and resist. Answering questions about Eskom-related testimony and his capacity as the former head of government business, Ramaphosa said he was frustrated when he learnt about the abrupt suspension of the power utilities board members without his knowledge in 2015. Ramaphosa also defended the decision that he and other top government officials took to intervene in Eskom board matters. So let's find out a little bit more about the president's testimony, what happened yesterday. I think Prince Mzwandile giving us a good analysis, and what we can expect today, though. Let's cross over to SABC News political editor Mzwandile Mbeje. He is there. So Mzwai, good morning to you. The wrong direction. Let me turn in this direction. There you are. Mzwai, talk to us. What was the overall feeling yesterday of the president's testimony yesterday?
Well, a very good morning to you, Leanne, and the viewers. And I was also listening some of the interview that Sakina was having with Prince Mzwandile. I think basically the overall feeling is that people feel perhaps the president should have done much more than what he did, if he did anything at all, given that he got to know about the happenings very, very early on. I mean, others were even saying it's not possible that the president only knew when he saw the newspaper clips or media talking about state capture, referring to someone like Fikile Mbalula complaining at the NEC that he had had his appointment from the Guptas, that he was going to be the Minister of, I think, Transport, of Sport. So all those things really perhaps paint a picture of the president who may not have been willing to act, only biding his time. But I guess when he laid out his options, why he chose the options he did, it was to make sure that at some point he did ascend to the presidency. So overall, Leanne and Sakina, is that maybe the president should have done more than what he did, if you look at even the evidence. I mean, the advocate Soni, when he was talking about the issues at PRASA, he basically was laying what Popomlifu was doing, which the ANC leadership should have supported. I think Advocate Vasoni ended up speaking more, basically trying to make a point to say if the ANC had done more, all these things that Mr. Mlufu would have gone through would have been prevented.
Yeah, and that's I think the overall feeling from a lot of people and analysis looking back this morning at what was revealed. It was just, the revelation that, again, the president shocked, unaware, didn't realize, almost us feeling that we knew more than the deputy president of the country, which is almost impossible to believe. But nonetheless, that is what we heard yesterday. Going in today, obviously he's coming in this time wearing the hat as the president of the country, but still answering questions in his capacity as deputy president of the country at the time. So what, is it just pretty much more of the same that we can expect today?
Oh yes, it will be, I would say it will be more of the same. What they have done is that they've decided to, I think, categorize evidence. I think he will start with concluding on the parastatals. I think he will be on Transnet, because there are some of the questions they would have to ask there. You heard about the questions about Siyabonga Gama and, of course, Brian Molefe yesterday. I think they will continue from there today. Once they've concluded that aspect, perhaps about parastatals, then they'll go back to the general running of government in terms of the kind of knowledge that he had and what he should have done. And also, remember, Leanne, his evidence is not really going to be confined to his role as deputy president. It is going to be basically covering everything, even if there are some of the issues arising from when he was the deputy president of the ANC. So we are expecting that everything, because he is supposed to be the last evidence, unless the commission will then change in terms of the communication they had given. They had said the president of the country will be the last witness, because just about everything that he needs to cover, he must be able to do it. Even if one of the legal people decide to raise issues pertaining to the ANC, he still will have to answer that. Yes, he is here as the president of the country, but he is allowed to cover just about everything, because we are expecting that this is the last witness before the commission wraps up.
All right, we leave it there. Mzwandile, thanks very much for keeping an eye on it. I'm sure if need be, we'll cross over to Mbeje again. He is there covering it for us again.